talk about the fact that I thrive off of chaos.
When people try to bring you down, I promise you it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their own insecurities.
I thrive off of chaos. Like, for example, every time something negative in my life, I got like the Michael Jordan effect, you feel what I'm saying? For example, he made it seem like somebody said something about him in order for him to get motivated. That's how I am. So anytime anything negative happened in my life, that's what fueled me. When I played basketball in high school to win a game, I didn't make up stuff in my head like him. He looked, but like I used to think of something negative and think like, all right, that happened, so now I'm about to go crazy. Now I'm about to go train. Now I'm about to blah, blah, blah. Same thing when I'm in the gym. I think some stuff in the gym. When I'm in the gym and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm trying to work on these abs, I'm trying to get these abs tight, or I'm trying to get, cut up my arms or whatever, my biceps or whatever the case may be, I think of some negative art. That's why in my life, I always look at like things that, they say when things are bad, eventually they'll get better. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that wholeheartedly. Like, for example, my whole family turned on me. I'm a scapegoat of a narcissistic family system. So my whole family turned on me, and that kind of fuels me. I had a lot of emotional, turmoil that I had to deal with, and trauma, as we all do, most of us, that I had to process. But, everything in my life fuels me. So when I go through something bad, whether it's, not having my whole family turned on me, which people be surprised, like, there's no way your whole family turned on you. Look up family scapegoating in a narcissistic system, so you don't get it. But my whole family's turning on me, My cousin dying, rest in peace to Dion, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? So many different things that happen in my life fuels me. So I feel like, this is just a message to everybody out there. If you going through something, I want you to process that. I want you to go through that pain, because I don't want you to harvest it inside of you in a negative way in order for you to spew negativity out to other people, because then you'll just be projecting what you have on the inside. That's what a lot of people do when they throw jealousy, hate, and whatever the case may be. They're projecting how they feel on the inside. Some people are just broken, like narcissists and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? They're broken individuals, and that's why they are harvesting all that on the inside, and they're projecting that onto you. But if you're an individual who isn't as broke as a narcissist, you're not that far on the spectrum as NPD or whatever the case may be, then you can heal, you can work on yourself, you can move forward, and you can allow your pain to drive you. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying you gotta be like me, but I'm just saying that's a different way, a different perspective to look at your life, rather than just sitting around like, yeah, my pet frog died, so I guess I'm just gonna give up. Or not only your pet frog, like, oh my god, no pet frog. But no, I'm just saying, like, anything that happened within your life, you want to process it, you want to go through it, but you also want to, push yourself forward. And, and don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I've had times where I just wallowed in my negativity or wallowed in my my sorrow, things that happened to me. But I feel like it's more productive, and I feel like, I get more of I guess a dopamine from it when I actually take the bad things in my life and transition it into, something positive, some success, or whatever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying? Because that is the only way you're going to move forward in life, because life keeps going. It sucks. When you get hit, when you get hurt, when that girl broke up with you, you know what I'm saying? When you, when your family turned on you, if you're a chosen one or a scapegoat, whatever the case may be, when those people, when your friend lied on you, you know what I'm saying? All of that type of stuff, you gotta process that. You gotta go through that, grieve that, if cry if you got to, you know what I'm saying? Punch a wall if you got to. Go through that pain. Anger is healthy. You know what I'm saying? They make it seem like you're not supposed to be angry, or you're doing the wrong things, or if you're sharing a certain opinion, then you're wrong. That's why I feel like in society, we so quick to judge people based off of what they said in the past. But do they not realize that people change, people grow, you know what I'm saying? People learn. So you might make a statement in 04, but in 07 you're not gonna be thinking the same. In 2012 you're not gonna be thinking the same. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be thinking the same. So like, I understand that people make ignorant statements or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, you do have to take accountability, and you do have to live with your mistakes and stuff like that. But also on the same token, we gotta recognize that some people go through things, and that's why they say certain things. Like, for example, you know, somebody may get, this happens a lot, and some people keep that with them. Somebody might get broken up with a girl, right? And they say all females are this, or a female might get hurt by a guy. All men ain't this, all men ain't that, whatever the case may be. But it's not really all men. You just so happen to date a dysfunctional individual. It's just like, for example, like I said before in my last video, a lot of people within the hood, a lot of people with that have, not even gonna say the hood, I'm not gonna say the hood. A lot of people that come from family dysfunction with a lot of childhood trauma tend to have some type of issues that they need to heal from. I won't go off diagnosing people, but I will say a lot of people have some issues that they need to heal from, and from their past, you know, that came from generational trauma. You feel what I'm saying? And they eventually, it causes them to have some issues that they need to work on, and then they go projecting that onto other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's really not good. But I just wanted to make this video to talk to y'all about, like, just having trauma and just having, you know, pain in your life, and trying to use that, and look at me, I can knock the camera over, but trying to use that in a positive light, trying to transition that, because I know it's so hard, trust me. It does the TikTok though. It was like, no, but yeah, you try so hard just to get past these things and move forward. And like I said, trust me, I know it's hard. It's not easy at all. Not easy at all. I can go on a long tangent about, you know, what happened in my life and what that happened in my life, and but that's not gonna help y'all. I literally, listen, I'm an advocate of the world. I have like this mentality where I think I can save the world, where I can help people, where I can wake people up. You can't wake people up. So I feel like whatever knowledge I get, 9 times out of 10, it gets in my head. I process it somewhat, and then I have to give it out, because I need to help people. I need to let people know that I was down at one point. I was depressed. I said in one of my songs, I've been down, I've been stressed. Check out my song, it's your boy Josh Different. You can Google me, Josh Different. When you Google Josh Different with no spaces, all my songs come up, all every platform that I'm on, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, whatever the case may be, they all pop up on Google, so look it up. It's also gonna be in the link in my bio, for my Spotify and my YouTube and my Instagrams and stuff like that, my healing Instagram, as well as my regular Instagram for my music, and just, you know, I told y'all I'm gonna be a UFC fighter, they just don't know it yet. So that channel as well, and whatever else in my bio, my Twitter, whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, I just wanna, you know, give out all the game that I can. That's why a lot of people don't really want to speak out on narcissism. A lot of people don't want to speak out on the pain that will make them a better individual, because they feel like they will either be judged or they were conditioned as a young person to not speak out on it. Like, so many people tell me, oh, you're so brave to speaking out on these topics. I don't really see it as bravery. Like I appreciate you saying that, but I don't see it as bravery. I just see it as I've been through this. So, you know, I felt like sometimes, you feel what I'm saying? I felt like sometimes, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I felt so low, I was so depressed, I was going through so much, so I feel like, why not give that to somebody else? You feel what I'm saying? Why not put that out in the world? Like, a lot of people don't know this, especially being like a scapegoat, you know what I'm saying, about narcissism. All of this self-awareness stuff, most people don't really know what it is. I've said this so many times that it cracks me up, and I say it again. I said it on TikTok, I said it on Instagram, I said, like, no, most people don't know what it is. It's just like, you know, what Martin Luther King, not to relate myself to him, but I take the compliment. But like, Martin Luther King, he was trying to let people know, like, you know, he wanted little black boys and little black girls to come together, whatever the case may be. He was pointing out the different things in society that we need in order to move forward in a racial way. And I'm doing the same thing with social media, and just pointing out the fact that there are a lot of non-self-aware people. There's a lot of people that will probably never wake up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing it from my perspective. You know, I come from childhood trauma. Martin Luther King didn't really come from the same background as me. Like, he had a lot going on, so he was coming from, like, okay, you know, he had a pretty decent background on top of the fact that, you know, his family didn't have that much trauma, but he's seen the racial divide because it was much more severe back then. I'm coming from narcissistic abuse and childhood trauma and all of these specific things that's going on within society and in the hood communities that we ignore and we don't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because we just assume that our parents are the hierarchies and they know everything, but a lot of them are disordered, especially from the past generation, because there's so much trauma and there's so much going on. And all of that pain, we can transmute that in order to become better individuals. We can transmute that in order to make things better for everybody else. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to pay it forward. Instead of taking my parents' trauma, keeping that inside of me, not healing, and trying to project those negative qualities that they had onto everybody else, I'm actually taking their pain and their trauma and I'm transmuting that into healing, and I'm projecting healing onto people. So I'm taking that toxic pain, all of that, and I'm like, listen, this is the lesson from that. This is, if you're going through this, wake up so you can heal, and then you can help people. If you don't want to help people, you can just heal for yourself. So that's kind of what I'm doing. That's just what my calling is, to help people, to wake people up, let people know that there's narcissism out here. And like, people get so mad when you demonize narcissism. But if you're a quote unquote regular individual and you're out here doing toxic things, people gonna call you out, correct? And you're wrong. But for some reason, it's a lot of victim blaming going on out here, and it's a lot of protecting the narcissist. And I think that's because people are so scared, because narcissists are dangerous. On top of the fact that a lot of hierarchies out here, whether it's people in businesses or people in the government and stuff like that, are narcissists, you know what I'm saying? And psychopaths and sociopaths, and it's very prevalent within society, and a lot of people are sleeping, they will automatically assume. I was like that too. They'd be like, oh no, there's not a lot of narcissists out here, there's not a lot of sociopaths, not a lot of psychopaths, it's only Ted Bundy, it's only a couple of them. No, they're all around. You feel what I'm saying? You probably dated one. You feel what I'm saying? Your aunt is probably one, your mom is probably one, your sister probably one. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I said people need to wake up. So what I need people to do is to start to work on yourself. If you recognize this, if this resonates with you, but really start to realize you can take all of your pain and transmute that into positivity, into healing, into helping others. Because at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. We're trying to move society forward in a positive light so we can have better lives, everybody can have better lives. And at the end of the day, it sucks that our parents were so traumatized. Not all of our parents, some of them are empowering individuals as well, but yeah, that's really what it's all about. It's all about taking that pain, transmuting it into knowledge, spreading it to the world so we can continue healing it. And that's really what I'm trying to do in a nutshell. Subscribe to the channel, Mind, Body, and Soul. That's what we talk about. We talk about the mind, we talk about the body. You see what I'm talking about? And we talk about the soul, and that's what we get into over here. So subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Thive.